access to the event.
So, okay, so first of all, I should just ignore that it says like starting soon. Does that mean that it has not started yet
Where does it say starting soon?
on the screen when it says please stand by starting soon? Is that the delay that you're talking about?
In the lobby?
I think so.
And then when you hit start broadcast, then you need to also hit play for all in the lobby
Oh, okay.
to play it for everyone.
Yeah. So.
But still, it will start playing after 45 seconds of delay.
Okay.
So I should click play for all now, or
Yeah,
Sophie,
so
do you
click
want?
play for all.
Yeah.
So I can also click that.
Yes, no one, and only administrators can click that.
Okay.
So yeah, probably that was confusing. Just when you click broadcast, click play for all right after that.
Okay, I'm going to.
So, Sophie, why don't you click play for all?
Isn't it already playing for all? Or it was for me. Oh no.
Looks like it's playing now.
Okay. But sorry.
Okay, so somebody needs to mute there.
It's muted. It was automatically
shit.
muted for me.
Oh, wait, sorry. I think I have a separate window open of a non-admin password person. Hold on. And I have too many windows open. Okay, sorry. That was annoying. So that was just because I was logged in as a non-admin person on another tab. So does this make sense then?
This makes sense to me.
What I wanted to ask about before was when you say that like we would sort of notify everyone that we have that like it's time now to convene, would that be like sending out a message in the chat section?
Yeah, like I said, Griff P says, okay, we're about to begin.
Okay.
It just so letting people know, but they don't have to do anything,
Okay.
It's just going to start playing. So they're seeing this live introduction. Someone will introduce it. Then I can, and you can see on the screen that the big person bounces back and forth based on who's talking. So then when I'm talking, my face will be there. You can also just stop the broadcast if you want. And then Steve, I think, will come in and deliver his piece, and that will lead us right into the first breakout sessions. Is that correct?
So we can almost do that all from my computer if it's Donna. And then I guess if you're doing like tech intro stuff, you would be on a separate screen.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be in Cambridge.
Right.
But I can just join. I can just click the join the Hangout button.
Okay.
So I think that's a good plan.
That works for me.
So we can plan to meet in the Hangout. You should create the Hangout on Air. When you open the chat, when you open the event at the beginning, I would say create the Hangout on Air. Then I'll join it, and then we'll be in a video chat and won't start broadcasting until the event begins.
Okay.
So then at the end of the Hangout on Air, we're going to start the breakout rooms, and I think it would be good because Steve's going to be there live anyway to have someone else explain how that works quickly. And Trish, you certainly don't have to be there, but do you want to be at the event?
When is it?
Saturday.
No, I think I'll be busy working on my thesis. So.
Okay, so I can do it, or someone at Project No One Leaves can do it. It might, if you feel comfortable doing it, I think it'd be better coming from you. And I think the basic message is, and again, maybe it's easier to think about this in the context of, I'm going to share my screen. It's probably easier to think about this in the context of what non-administrators see, but I think the basic message is okay, now beneath the video, so we've heard this great keynote, we want to begin the event now. Beneath the video, you can see a button that says propose a session. Also, hold on. I just closed the sessions. You see it says locked now. So I think what you'll say is, right, beneath it says propose a session, and basically write anything, anything it is that you want to talk about during today's event. And when you propose a session, you'll have the option of, hold on one second, let me just type in a test one. When you propose a session, other people will have the option to vote on it. And after 5 minutes of voting, we will basically, open up the rooms that have the most demand. So take a few minutes now to propose a session about, a specific topic that interested you from the keynote, and vote on other people's topics that you liked. And, we'll spend a few minutes doing this. Do you think that, from your perspective, do you feel like that's clear enough? Do you think people will understand how that works?
Yeah, I think that's fine with me.
I think it's clear enough. My only concern is that I'm still a little bit confused why, when we were doing this last week, like, they get locked, and how we just prevent that from happening.
So the reason it's locked is we had started a session. We had a session that was there beforehand. So when the event begins, there should be no session. So I just created a test session, right, as you can see, and now I've just deleted it, which you should see briefly on this screen. So it says sessions will appear here when they're created or approved by an admin. So if there are no sessions there, then when you start them, you just want to, when you begin, you want to make sure, when the event begins, you want to make sure there are no breakout rooms, and in the event settings tab, the sessions are closed.
Yeah.
So right now, in event settings, the toggle says open, like open sessions, and you want to make sure that's what it says, because when people start proposing them, so why don't we all propose a session with our name? So right now, no one can join one, but we can all vote. So I just voted for Sophie's and David's, and you can see someone else just voted for Sophie's and David's. No one's voted for me. Someone, okay?
Why is it locked now? Oh, because I didn't vote.
You click the checkbox.
Yeah, you click the checkbox.
That's like an administrator function.
Okay.
Yeah, the checkbox approves the topic and makes it a formal, like it makes it a session that is going to be used.
Okay.
So again, for everyone else, they're only going to have the option to vote and propose. Okay. And if they proposed one themselves, they can delete one that they proposed. But that's just so they have the trash icon, but they don't have any of the ability that we do. So all we want to be doing is just kind of, voting. And then after a few minutes, when it seems like people have done it, either Sophie or David, you will go through and click the checkboxes for the ones that you want to approve, which in theory should be the ones that have the most number of votes. So why don't, assuming it's just and I think roughly if you were gonna have breakout rooms that have 10 people each, you kind of just take n divided by 10, and that's the number of breakout rooms that you want. So
do you think 10 is a good number, or
I think smaller? I think 6 is a nice number. But again, I think the limit is how many kind of facilitators you have, and kind of just maximizing for that. So if you have 10 Project No One Leaves people there, like part of our team, then and 60 people show up, then I think 6 is a great number. If 100 people showed up, then you would maybe do a little bit bigger, just so you have kind of one person in each room who kind of knows a bit what's going on.
And if a certain topic is getting a lot of votes, like let's say it gets 15 votes, could we just create another session that's the same thing, part 2?
Absolutely. That is such a good point. So right now what I can do is I can click propose session, and I will call it I like turtles 2, propose. And so now, even though this has 0 votes, when it comes to approving, David, why don't you go through and approve I like turtles and I like turtles 2? Exactly. So now those turned into real events where you can start to see. Shrish, do the proposed sessions default to 10 people?
What? Propose sessions?
Yeah, do participant proposed sessions default to 10 people? Can you make them smaller?
No, you can't as of now.
So it has to be 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, if you create the sessions yourself, you can make them smaller, but for participant proposed, they have to be 10, which is fine, I think, because you're doing 50-minute sessions, right? So
Yeah,
Make them smaller.
we can coax people to have smaller rooms, but
Yeah.
so right now, then kind of the final step would be, sending a message saying like, okay, the rooms are unlocked. At which point David or Sophie would go to event settings and hit open sessions. At which point we can then join one. And if you think it's easier to hit the red delete button on the topics that you haven't proposed, that you haven't created, you can do that if that just seems more, if that just seems kind of cleaner or more clear.
you just have to be careful not to delete the ones that people are actually in.
Yeah, and there's no I think there's an argument to be made for not deleting those. If people propose it, you want to feel like it's still there. But if it's a little confusing, this is probably more clear. And then at this point, people would just join the rooms that they want, and then they would be in a breakout room like we are.
Okay. And you can only right?
Say that again?
You can only be in one.
Exactly. So why don't we stop this broadcast, leave this room, and all join I Like Turtles, and then we can show you the feature of getting people back to the lobby.
Okay. So I stop the broadcast?
Stop the broadcast, and then I'll see you in I Like Turtles 1.